At First Choice Bank, we know you can't always make it before the bank closes. With our integrated teller, you can talk to a live person as late as 7 p.m. on weekdays and noon on Saturdays. It's not just an ATM, it's an ITM. First Choice Bank, your choice for banking.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Well, you did it. You survived Monday, and now the rest of the work week is ahead. And hey, things don't look too shabby. Welcome into Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I'm meteorologist Gabe, and again, we are tracking a much better forecast than where things stood this time last week, but I think anything would be better than this time last week, right? So tomorrow, grab the rain gear. That's the one note with this extended forecast is the fact that we do have to deal with those rain chances. But the thing with those rain chances is it will drive our forecast moving forward, causing a dip in those temperatures by midweek, but then again, better temperatures by the time we get towards the weekend. So there is something to look forward to. We are getting that beneficial rainfall that we still need, and a large portion of this week is just going to be knocking out the lingering effects of that snow and ice that's still on the ground. The first 12 showing you that those temperatures we're going to be staying above that freezing point all night long, right at the cusp of it. I mean, I will say it's as close as it can get. But as we get towards tomorrow morning, milder conditions are in play because of the moisture that is in place. And of course, that's going to allow for any of that ice that's still on the ground. All of this falling as water with above freezing temperatures is going to allow for that ice to just melt away. A large part of it here in North Mississippi, and this is just the start of the rainy Tuesday ahead. Let's go ahead and get a look outside, and again, it's going to be a beautiful sight in Cleveland. Of course, Old Glory waving in the wind, 39 degrees and 39 degrees, melting some of this white that's still on the ground, that's still in the forecast. Dew points have climbed though, 37 degrees, meaning that it is still a saturated environment, allowing for some of those rain chances to build into tomorrow, and that rainfall to make it from the sky all the way to the ground. 34 degrees in Amory, dew point close to that as well. Enjoying a calm night there in Monroe County, and we'll take as much of that as we can get, especially if temperatures are going to remain above that freezing line. Columbus, 45 degrees, a little bit of a drier environment with 30-degree dew points, but those dew points will climb similar to the rest of us here in North Mississippi, allowing for that rainfall to be in a more primed environment entering our Tuesday. As we take a look at temperatures across the area, more mild out towards the west with that moisture a little bit more prominent. 47 Greenwood, 46 Clarksdale, 36 Tupelo, and 37 there towards Vernon, Alabama. But if we look at that temperature change this weekend, it's just a thing of the past at this point as we see double-digit increases in those temperatures over the past 24 hours in some areas, still at a 20-degree change. So last night's cold forecast is this evening's mild forecast, right? Our Mama Justice Doppler radar shows you the reason why, and it's going to be this high-pressure center shifting out towards the east, allowing for these southerly winds to kick back into the forecast and, of course, drive in that warmer air and that moisture as well. All of this basically priming the southeast for this system that's going to be moving in. Oh, not going to make it mad. There we go. Priming the area for this system that's moving into the southeast and going to drive a large part of our forecast with those rain chances climbing into our Tuesday and for some areas here in the southeast all the way through Wednesday. So 10 p.m. on your Monday, you can see that system still well out there towards Oklahoma and Texas. But as that moisture returns, and you're seeing that with the cloud cover, that's what's going to allow for some of these isolated showers to form out there towards Louisiana, Texas, and Arkansas. But as we get more towards our Tuesday morning here in North Mississippi, that Tuesday morning commute, unfortunately, going to be paired with some of those rain chances, albeit they're pretty light, but rain chances nonetheless crossing the Mississippi River towards Greenville, Cleveland, and Clarksdale by about 7 a.m. Better chances closer to 9 a.m. with some of that moderate rainfall in place. And as we get there towards the lunchtime hour, those moderate chances move all the way across the Magnolia State and leave us with a soggy lunchtime forecast. So, no, don't go take those lunch plans outside, but hey, this rainfall is still very needed, and we're going to soak up every bit of it that we can get. Our futurecast into that early afternoon time frame, you still see that rainfall sticking around, so unfortunately, if you do have any plans on your Tuesday, either have the rain gear ready or be ready to reschedule, because by the afternoon, we're still dealing with those widespread chances. Those begin to diminish as we get closer to the Tuesday night, Wednesday morning time frame, but still some isolated showers trying to linger as long as possible. As we take a look here in the next 60, we're going to be discussing all the latest on these rain chances, impacts that we can expect, and the timing county by county, all of that coming up on Mississippi Live Weather at 10 here in the Room to Room Weather Center in the next 60.
Game day brings its ups and downs, celebration and disappointment, anxiety and relief, friends and enemies. You can always argue over who should have won, but everyone can agree on great food. Appetizers, entrees, drinks, party platters, or even the taste of sweet victory. There's something for every season at Eat With Us restaurants.
As a bankruptcy firm, Mitchell, Cunningham, and Bowling realizes many people are worried about their finances. We're here to guide you through the next steps to restart your life with easy video appointments. New clients don't have to leave home to get information about becoming debt-free. Also, convenient in-office appointments are available at the low cost of $340 upfront for a Chapter 13. You can be on your way to being debt-free. Contact Mitchell, Cunningham, and Bowling today or visit our website at mcdebtfree.com. We are here to help you. Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynor.
Welcome back here in the Room to Room Weather Center, just assessing things behind the scenes and trying to show off some of our beautiful evening pictures. This one submitted in Baldwin from Tina, our weather watcher out there in the field. And Northern Lee County definitely showed out with this sunset tonight. A little bit of a gas leak over there in Northern Lee County tonight as well. So hopefully everything is okay with that. But yes, that's one of the things that we're dealing with, but at least we got to enjoy a beautiful sight there in Lee County. All the way across Magnolia State, we were seeing these sights. It was just a beautiful, beautiful end to the start of our work week. Tupelo, 36 degrees right now. Dew point still in the upper 20s, but a big thank you to the folks at Mitchell, Cunningham, and Bowling for giving us a great shot of Lee County currently. So you get to see that sunset. Now you get to see that beautiful night sky. And I will say, walked out the door, that moon, that snow moon, very visible. So if you want to get out there and see it before that cloud cover does set in, highly recommend it. But yes, unfortunately, cloud cover will prevent that vision or that visual as we get into those late Monday night hours. 37 degrees there in Maben. Again, getting a great shot out there, but a little bit of that cloud cover building. And you do see that moisture climbing as well. That dew point climbing. What that's actually doing is priming the environment so that rainfall can start at the top of the atmosphere and work its way all the way to the surface here in North Mississippi. 46 degrees in Itala County. Kosciuszko showing off with another beautiful night. Always love highlighting the church out there in Kosciuszko. I still need to look at what church this is. I need to know the exact location of this because we definitely use that shot a lot because I love getting to see the church there in the distance. Our Mama Justice Doppler radar staying dry as it has all day long today. We look at those rainfall totals over the past 24 hours, and again, not a drop. But that does start to transition getting into our forecast tomorrow. And it starts in those early hours with limited chances by 6 a.m. So if you are heading out the door, some of us will need the rain gear, but go ahead and grab it even if it's dry where you're at, because by the time we get towards that 10 o'clock hour, already 30% coverage, and we do expect that to climb by the time we get into the rest of our Tuesday, really by the afternoon. So if you don't have it in the morning, wrapping up the day, you'll probably be dealing with some of those chances. As we keep Futurecast moving into our Tuesday morning, you can see the cloud cover still overhead and a little bit of those showers starting to form right across the river. So again, limited, but there is a chance out there towards Shelby, Clarksdale, and Greenville for at least a light shower picking up in your area. As we look at temperatures for the start of your Tuesday, 35 degrees in Oxford, 37 Grenada, and much more mild out there towards the south and west with 40 in Belzona, 42 in Greenville. But look off there towards the east. We're still close to that freezing mark, not below freezing. There's a positive, but 32 degrees in Tupelo, same thing Hamilton and Vernon. It's going to make for a cold commute. So as we head out the door for any of those school plans, we might need to grab an extra layer or two to accommodate for these cold temperatures. Wind chill not going to be as much of a factor because we are prepping the environment for that next system. So not exactly getting a breezy forecast for our Tuesday. As we take a look at Tuesday morning, you can see those chances already starting to move across the river, and that's where those chances become much more widespread even by 9 a.m. But we do expect a lot of those chances to remain west of 55 before 9 and 10 a.m. on your Tuesday. Beyond that point, the front continues to push west to east and drive these moderate showers into the rest of North Mississippi. So by lunchtime, seeing that cross Highway 45, and that's where folks out close to the Alabama state line will start to see their first chances of rainfall. We keep that building into the afternoon, and you can see that these moderate showers continue to build in. But look at these sections of red, and what that red is of course the heavier part of our rainfall scale, meaning that some brief heavy downpours, not impossible, but not exactly the extent of the system. We do expect that to just remain moderate in regards to the magnitude of that rainfall throughout our Tuesday. Tuesday evening continues to see those showers develop, but this is going to be on the backside of that front, not nearly as impactful, and it's just going to be some of that lingering moisture in the forecast. But you can see what's moving into the forecast: breezy northerly winds. And you know what that's tied to? Colder air. And we'll track those temperatures in just a minute, but there's a little sneak peek of what to expect. As we see those rainfall totals moving into those lunchtime hours, getting about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 of an inch. But watch what that afternoon threat does. Really climbs those totals all the way up to 3/4 of an inch, potentially all the way up to an inch. I've seen some higher projections take it well over an inch as well. So we are expecting some heavier downpours moving across and south of Highway 82. Up north, there are still chances, but you can see the impacts are going to remain much more sporadic compared to down south, where they're a bit more widespread. But rain chances are expected for the entirety of North Mississippi. Some of us just may see more than others. High temperatures throughout your Tuesday. We are seeing much more mild conditions despite that rainfall. 50 degrees Holly Springs, same thing Corinth and Iuka, 54 in Tupelo, 58 Columbus, 57 Kosciuszko. And there's the golden ticket right there in Noxubee County, 60 degrees there in Macon. If we keep Futurecast moving throughout your Tuesday, you do see that those drier conditions push in behind that frontal system, and that's going to allow for some of that colder air to move in as well. Tuesday night, the cloud cover, the rainfall, all of that continues to dissipate on out. Transition out there towards our neighbors in Alabama. So Manor family, buckle up. You're going to deal with some rainfall overnight. But here in North Mississippi, this Manor family, we get to enjoy some drier conditions to wrap up our Tuesday. Wednesday morning, northerly winds drive that weather pattern once again. And this is going to give us some breezy conditions, some cold temperatures, and unfortunately, if we have breezy conditions and cold temperatures, wind chills are also a factor. So as we look at those morning lows, we're seeing upper 20s in Senatobia, up there towards South Haven, as well as Oxford, 30 in Bruce, 32 Houston, 34 Starkville, Louisville, and Columbus, about 35 degrees. Now, as we take a look at those wind chills, though, I told you it'd be a bit of a step back. 29 degrees South Haven, feels like values at 21. Same thing there towards Tunica, 24 in Oxford, 28 Bruce and Eupora, 28 Louisville, Columbus, and 29 Vernon, Alabama. So folks, it's going to be a little bit more breezy and chilly for the start of our Wednesday. Same thing can be said for our Thursday morning, but things do get better by the weekend, and we'll look at that in just a moment. We keep Futurecast moving throughout your Wednesday morning. You can see those northerly winds continuing to drive our forecast. A large part of this cloud cover actually does work its way out of the area, and whatever's lingering in the forecast is going to be those high up cirrus clouds that don't exactly block that sunshine, but they're still a cool spectacle to see in the sky. By noontime, still dealing with those partly cloudy to mostly clear conditions, and that'll continue to linger in the forecast into those afternoon hours. Again, that forecast still being driven by the northerly wind, but that cloud cover trying to stick around as long as it can. High temperatures on your Wednesday, even high temperatures taking a step back due to that frontal system. We're seeing 39 in South Haven, 40 in Holly Springs, Oxford, and Booneville, 42 Tupelo, 44 Belzona, Grenada, and then 45 Kosciuszko. Folks, it's colder, but it's not nearly as cold as last week, so I don't want this to be a negative part of our forecast. If anything, we could have seen this cool down even more. The fact that we're not is a positive, and this only goes up from our Wednesday. As we take a look at that forecast, you do see the rain chances on Tuesday definitely stand out because that's our highest rain chances over the next 7 days. Wednesday, Thursday were dry but colder. Temperatures dropping as low as the low 20s for Thursday morning, upper 20s by Friday. But then we get this warming trend into our weekend. And take a look Friday afternoon. We're 58 degrees with plenty of sunshine. So any ice that's trying to linger in the forecast, these are not optimal conditions, and we do expect that ice to fade away, taper on out, and that's going to make for restoration efforts to just increase by the time we get through this week. Into our weekend, though, you can see those drier conditions in play, along with those mild temperatures, and temperatures just continue to climb. This past weekend, we were talking about amount of time sitting below freezing. Look at this next weekend we're talking about. It's amount of time above freezing. 32 degrees is our lowest temperature. We're getting as high as 57 Sunday, 59 by Monday. So I know the Super Bowl is on Sunday, but I think our victory has already come here in North Mississippi as we are enjoying a beautiful forecast to wrap up our week and into the weekend. So guys, there's a positive to enjoy. I hope everyone is excited about this forecast. Welcome into the chat, everyone that is joining at the 10 o'clock hour. I appreciate you joining late at night. I hope you guys do have you guys did have a fantastic Monday, and you're looking forward to a terrific Tuesday. We're going to keep our coverage going heading into our Tuesday, talking about our game of the week. So be on the lookout for that poll going up on Matt Laubon's page later on, either tonight or early on your Tuesday morning. And we're also going to be live out in the field once again. We have a submission tab there on Matt Laubon's page, so make sure to go to that. All of the details will be there, and submit your vote, submit your nominee, and we will make sure all of that's in order and try to get to where you guys are and be able to see a little bit of the community and talk to you guys about where things stand. But we do hope the recovery efforts are going well. Tippah County, it's so heartwarming seeing everyone working so hard to make sure everyone is taken care of and cared for, and I do hope that that just continues to happen. Mississippi, we are one giant family, and it's always something to see whenever we see how many people are caring about people they may not even know. That's just the family side here in the Magnolia State. Speaking of, I'm going to be, wait, hang on one second. Betty asking about the freeze that is building. So, I mean, temperatures are dropping. Are we calling this a significant freeze? No, but you're right. It is getting colder by Thursday and Friday morning, but nowhere near last week, and things do trend warmer quicker, and that means that we're not going to be stuck in the colder temperatures for too long. Those do get better by the weekend and gives us a little something to look forward to. And honestly, guys, if we were talking about 22 or 29 degrees last week, that'd be a summer vacation, relatively speaking. So still layer up, but understand that things could definitely be worse, and we're going to continue to thaw on out throughout this week. So that's a positive. And for folks that are in the chat maybe wondering about, is there a round 2 building? I see on social media that people are talking about a system moving in later this week or into next week. No, I'm here to tell you that I've tracked out the next 2 weeks. And while pinpoint accuracy is tough whenever we're talking about those rain chances or any wintry chances, we know for a fact that it's not going to be wintry because temperatures are too warm. And that's the same case on both the long track models. And that's one of the things that we're going to be discussing in more detail at 6 o'clock tomorrow. So make sure to tune in for that. But we're going to be talking the latest details on those models and why you don't need to be alarmed over the next 2 weeks, at least not for winter weather. Now, could we hear a few rumbles of thunder with some of these systems? For sure. And we're going to answer a few of those questions moving into the 6 o'clock broadcast tomorrow. So Shelby asking, do we know where Matt is headed to tomorrow? I just see that you have your nominee there with Tisch County. There is potential that we will get over there to Tishomingo County. I know that all throughout this week, we're trying to get out in the community and see what's going on with everybody, how everyone's doing, how the recovery efforts have been. And Tishomingo County, I know, is on the list at some point, just a matter of what day. That's really where it stands. So Matt is one person, so he needs to go one county at a time, but we're working our way through everybody, and we're hopeful that those recovery efforts continue to be trending in the right direction. And so far from what we've heard, whether it's being out in the field or some of our friends out in the field, it has all been positive feedback. So continue to take care of yourself, look after others, check on your neighbors, and we'll all get through this together like one big happy family that we are. Okay, I have kept you guys long enough, gabbing with Gabe at 10. It's 10:19. That's good enough. For those that have stayed this long, Rock Chalk. Kansas won. We came back. We're down 10. That was fun. Pat, I will answer your question. So Mrs. Maynor and Baby Cruz, they are doing phenomenal. Just excited to get everything together. We're getting the nursery together right now. So just chipping away on the to-do list, but we're excited to get him here. We always say we're ready for him to be here. We're just not ready for him to be here. We don't have everything together just yet, but we are mentally just so ready to meet Baby Cruz. And I know you guys are too, so excited. I was actually looking at some outfits with suspenders, so we're training him up like the Maynor he should be. So excited about that. Yeah, so and she's doing great. She's the best mother ever, and she is doing everything she needs to, taking care of herself, relaxing, and also teaching in the process. So she's worried about her baby, but also her kids at school. So they're back in school tomorrow, and hope she's getting some sleep right now. But I know that she's looking forward to getting back in the classroom. Okay, Tomorrow night, I'll be back with you guys at 10, so make sure to get your questions, and we'll talk more then with Gabbing with Gabe edition Tuesday. But I hope you guys do have a fantastic night. Take it easy, grab the rain gear, and enjoy the week that we have ahead. Our next broadcast happening at 6:37 and 7:30 on the Mississippi Live Weather app. Make sure to download that today if you haven't, or you can join us on our socials and talk to us on there. Like I said, Gabbing with Gabe, you're able to ask some questions, and we're able to look at that in more detail, whether it's about me or about the forecast, talking about anything. It's 10 o'clock, so there's a little bit of freedom. All right, you guys join us on our next broadcast, 6:37 and 7:30 with meteorologist Maggie McCauley. She'll be tracking the latest on these rain chances, potentially tracking a shower or two. So she'll have the very latest. Make sure to tune in. Hot cup of coffee essential, and she'll get you ready for the day ahead. You guys take it easy. Have a terrific Tuesday.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Lawpon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Lawpon has proven himself trustworthy.